Welcome everybody. This video is going to be one of the many Halloween inspired videos that are being made during this time of the year by ASM artists. But I wanted to do something a bit different, and I decided to focus more on the spiritual and contemplative aspect of Halloween rather than the scary, spooky one. So, as you probably know, Halloween has ancient pagan roots, and it's originally a celebration at the end of summer. Certain religious groups like neo-pagans and the followers of the Wicca religion consider this more important actually than the end of the year on the 31st of December. So we can look at this as a new beginning. We are getting ready for the new year already, and it's like we are being born again along with nature. So first we have to prepare for our metaphorical death, and then we have to be born again. And so at this time it's good to take a look at what we have achieved during the year and try to find out what we want to do in the next one. And this reading is going to shed light upon that. I took the idea for this spread from Daily Tarot Girl. Her channel, you can find the link to her channel in the description. So I haven't actually tried this reading before. It's completely new to me, so I'm very excited to see how it's going to work out. But I think it's an interesting spread, and if you relax with me, then maybe you will find out something interesting about what's coming up. And this reading I found very useful because it shows past tendencies as well as, what's coming up in the future. So it really has a kind of Halloweenish feel to it because it's just so much focused on our dark side, which is, it can be useful sometimes to take a look at our faults. And so, it's not a very difficult spread, but it's not that easy either. So I have to really focus this time. Okay. So this first card is going to show what role you are transitioning into. And it's, interestingly enough, it's the Queen of Wands, which I really like, and I've been getting this card very often lately. The Queen of Wands is sort of a feminine energy, one that is not the classical feminine passive sort of dynamic, but it's more about taking action, being assertive and being creative. So I feel that there's something like this going on in our lives right now, we're trying to be more focused in our daily lives. We're trying to achieve more. And we want to be more courageous, more adventurous, but still, having that feminine quality, having the tenderness that a good leader needs to have. Because it's also about leading others. Okay? So this next card is actually, I don't remember what it's about, but I will look it up. Oh yeah, so it's your inspiration. It's the driving force that you're going to have throughout the next year. So you can consider this as a reading for the following year. Okay, so it's the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which I interpret as an urgency. There is something pushing us to exceed our own limits, something material, something very very physical. So there is a need to step out of your comfort zone, and it's something that has to be done as soon as possible. So there's an outside force pushing you to do all these changes in your life, which I guess sometimes it's a good thing. Okay, and this card is the key to happiness, to your happiness in the next months coming ahead, and it's the moon. The moon is again about femininity. It's but it's the dark side. So if I look at the Queen of Wands, it's the absolute positive and caring and light and bright side of being a woman or being someone with feminine qualities, which I'm not saying that you are, but if you are a man, of course, you don't want to be told that you have feminine qualities, but I believe that we all have both sides, we all have feminine and masculine qualities. And for some reason, this reading is, right now, it's talking to me about these qualities in us. So the moon is sort of like the dark side of that nature in us. The moon is very strongly connected to intuition and dreams, and sometimes it's we can relate to it to fears that are not really explainable or not very rational. So I believe that the key to happiness, to our well-being, is going to be to face these fears, to just go with them. And I really like the moon card because it's a warning for us to not want to understand everything all the time rationally, to kind of let us live in a world of fantasy, in a world of secrets and strange events which we cannot interpret with a daily or a very mundane point of view. We need to somehow let our minds accept it as it is without rationalizing it. So that's that. And then here we have ghost from the past, or ghosts from the past. Excuse me. So this card is an indication of past tendencies that are no longer useful to us. And here we have the Fool, which is very interesting because usually I consider the Fool a very positive and promising card, because the Fool is about new beginnings. But it's also, like the name of the card says, it's also about reckless decisions, about naivety, about immaturity in some cases. So I guess it has to do with that. In this case, it's like a childish and inconsiderate entity in us or in our environment that we need to let go, that we need to get rid of, because we are stepping into a new stage in our lives where we have to take responsibility and we have to be the ones that lead others towards something better. So we really have to let go of that part of ourselves that's foolish, so to say. And here's how we can do that. And this card is it's the Knight of Pentacles, which is all about building something new. And it's again, like the Seven of Pentacles, the Pentacle suit is the equivalent of the element Earth, the astrological element, which has to do with materialistic aspects of our lives. So the Knight of Pentacles is a very stubborn, a very determined person, someone who stands by an idea or a goal with a very firm and unwavering attitude. So it's someone who has no doubts in their mind about what they want to do. And this is who we need to become to be able to proceed with our lives the way we want. So the last card is, just a second. Oh yeah, it's the fears and the negative habits that we need to let go of. And interestingly enough, it's a Pentacles, it's the Ten of Pentacles, so it's again in the Pentacles suit. And usually this card is a very positive one because it talks about abundance and prosperity. But since it's in this negative position in this spread, I would say that it probably has to do with being too materialistic, like the abundance of this state of mind. So it's not really about the abundance of materialistic of goods. So it's not really about the abundance of money or goods. It's really about that mindset that is very much concerned with physical things. So we can get caught up in that sometimes. So we can be too materialistic, and that's what we need to avoid. I'm aware that a lot of people are concerned with money problems, and they believe that their whole life depends on money, that their livelihood, their quality of life is determined by how much money or how many things, stuff they have, which is of course not true. And the whole purpose of you transitioning into this new self is not to accumulate things, physical things, but to experience a new side of yourself. So it's all very spiritual, while at the same time being while at the same time being manifested in a physical way as well. So I think this was a very interesting set of cards. I myself have found it easy to relate to this. I hope you could learn something as well from this, and all there's left for me to do here is to wish you a happy Halloween, and please, if you like this, comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I promise to do more soon. See you next time.